Here we go. Ahoy there, mate. Silverpire here today, and today we are not playing Dungeons and Dragons, but today we are doing a little bit of a Geek On. And with me is currently Jay. Great.
Yeah, just Jay. I'm here.
uh, oh wait, when did they update that? Hmm. Discord got an update again.
Hmm, Seems fine over here.
No, I'm saying that it's got an update again, so I could basically see if like oh, never mind. You'll be able to see it if you do watch the live stream. Where's my
All
phone?
right, if I do.
Anyways, I need to grab my phone real quick, so give me a moment. Oh, no. All right, so basically I'm just viewing the chat room now. Is that on? It is. Okay. I am so disorganized today. That's for sure. Alrighty, so what do you want to talk about?
Well, let's talk about the fact that I just entered here after 3 weeks of missing out. Let's
Yeah,
talk about.
yeah, I've
I
noticed
know
that.
it's yeah, it's probably not a geek out per se, but tell me what the heck happened during those 3 weeks?
A
The
lot.
recession. Okay, I understand that I watch a bit of I'm not gonna lie, I watched a bit of your streams and I noticed that Will had made a new character again.
Actually, he didn't really make a new character.
Oh yeah, he said he got it from the other session, which doesn't really matter because it's a new character to me.
Well, it's not really a new character. You remember Gray Fox?
Okay, yes, I do. I mean, how could I not? I kind of killed him.
Well, basically, we resurrected Gray Fox.
You know what? I'm not even mad. I'm kind of glad, but can you explain how? Because I'm sure his body's been rotting for a while.
Divine intervention and whatnot.
Hold on, is that how divine intervention works?
Well, it can work like that, at least in Heroes and Villains, but it's
No, no,
very special cases.
I no, I asked that as like as a newbie asking how divine intervention works.
Oh, no, I don't believe. Well, I think it can depending on your god,
Hmm. All
but
right.
I would have to look up the rules for that.
I don't actually. I looked it up. Apparently, there are no. I don't think there is rules. It's just
Right.
like it really depends which god are we referring to. Are you referring to like the game D&D god, or are you referring to the DM god?
Uh, I'm referencing the D&D gods.
No, I meant like if the person were to succeed in divine intervention,
Yeah,
what happens really roughly depending on if you're asking the DM god to save you.
yeah. But basically, that's what's been kind of been happening in the background.
Well, that's nice. At least I get to. At least Red gets to meet his guy he killed.
Yeah, that plus technically there has been a time paradox.
Fuck! Oh shit! Oh god damn it! Why?
Mainly because a time traveler told Will's character what would happen if he did a certain thing in the past. And since that certain thing never happened, it caused a time paradox.
Oh shit! I knew. Oh man, this time sheet is really getting my gears
But
running.
yeah, basically, time travel technically no longer exists.
Thank God.
Uh, you did shoot Gray Fox. He was declared dead, but you've seen this person that's been following you around for about 4 months. You're not sure who he is,
Hmm.
but
I mean,
basically, long
I'm
story
really,
short, you do have the memory of the whole time travel escapade.
or shouldn't I? Because this time traveling has opened some sort of portal, which sucked in my characters, and then that's why they're missing for so long.
Maybe, but you were stuck in the past for like a couple of days.
Or was it here? They want to know, so they stream.
Anyways, long story short, that kind of happened. The
Yeah, just
video, the video I'm describing is being uploaded to YouTube.
oh my god.
So,
I wait. Did Will do something to make a time loop, a time paradox?
well, his character supposedly killed off a tribe that
Oh what?
Vuta.
No,
Allow me to explain. Allow me to explain.
no.
Allow me to explain. You remember Vuta?
Yeah,
His
I remember.
backstory was that his tribe was destroyed by mysterious means. Gray
Oh,
Fox being that mysterious being.
oh, so comes full circle.
Yeah,
Wow.
and since Gray Fox didn't finish that massacre, nor did all of the citizens, people of that tribe died, it caused a time paradox.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a little confusing. But yeah, that's just kind of what's been happening in the background in the Heroes and Villains universe. So, fun stuff. Alrighty, so I think that's the Dungeons and Dragons the story of the whole Heroes and Villains. By the way, may I ask, why were you out for 3 weeks?
All right, so the first week I was out mostly because I had a school group meeting. By school group meeting, it was more like how do I say, project work.
Right?
It was yeah. So yeah, school group meeting is a really a group project.
Hmm.
Fortunately, I got that done, though it did took some time. Not gonna lie,
So I'm
which is why.
guessing. So I'm guessing that because of the 2 weeks,
No,
that
no, no, no. That was the first week. The
ah,
second week.
okay.
Hmm? So it did took some time. Not gonna lie. Which is why. Hey, what's up?
Guessing that because of the 2 weeks.
Are
Oh,
you watching the
now I'm
screen?
hearing echoing.
You're watching.
Echo.
Sorry.
Did took some
Oh,
Are you watching the
now I'm hearing echoing.
screen?
Sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna
Silence,
pause the
silence.
stream.
Yeah, please
Okay.
do.
It repeats our voices.
Anyways,
Yeah,
I was basically
yeah,
catching up Jay with what's been going on in Heroes and Villains.
yeah. Really fun time hearing that Will's character, Gray Fox, has just killed a tribe in the past.
But
Yeah,
technically now it didn't happen.
and now it didn't
I'm
happen.
interested to know that I'm a literal demigod in a different campaign.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean, both,
kind of fun.
I mean, both of you are practically demigods from what I hear. I mean, you and Will.
Like I didn't
Or
even know.
who's
I didn't even attempt that. I made a fucking elf.
You know
Oh
what?
yeah,
Yeah. Well, guess what?
the
Will
whole
attempted that too. Didn't work out for him.
oh Kay is talking about a different campaign that I just so happen to be a player in, but it hasn't gone through yet. He just finished up his character sheet just a couple days ago, and he's literally a
I
demigod.
I finished putting in the spells, and that's like it.
Here's a quick example.
I have 89 spells and 16 cantrips because of that
89
bullshit.
spells and 16 cantrips.
At level freaking 1!
Why? How? Are
Okay,
you allowed to
allow me
homebrew
to
that shit like
explain
that?
this. Allow me to
You're
explain
gonna
this.
pull? You're gonna do it like that?
Hold on, allow me to explain this. Alright, so in Verona, there's a race called the Mahol Elves. If you're a pure Mahol Elf, you get to roll a 2d100. The higher you roll, the more spells you got, but the counter is that the shorter you live.
Right.
Okay, so if you get 100, you only live for like what? 10 days?
No, if you get 200, you
You live
get
to
what
30.
K has basically got, but you only get to live till you're 30.
That's still way too fucking long. He could change the literal world in that time.
I know.
Yeah, I'm gonna do. I'm
Still,
gonna put Merlin.
it's still nice to live when you're 30. I mean, right
Yeah.
age of 30. It's
And
not
here's
too bad.
the fun thing. He's a isekai.
Oh, fuck.
I didn't
So
plan
wait,
for that.
No, that was an
wait. So
accident.
he's in Sakai, so that means he gets to live longer because he's not from this world. He's not bound to the
No.
right?
His
So I turned into
soul,
my
basically
character.
think of it like this. Him, in real life, got transferred into this person's body. So the person's body could die at age 30, but he would basically be sent back. Or at least
Oh,
that's how I think it would go. I'm not 100% certain.
I'm still trying to figure out what age he is and shit.
Yeah, I
just
don't
say,
recommend
Spells
doing
also
any.
play.
I don't recommend doing 29 or higher.
just say he's 16.
Let's say he's 28.
No, pull real Isenkai. Say he's like, he's still in high school age.
Oh fuck, I
Or,
am. I'm
or,
17.
or you could just base it off your real life age.
17.
Yeah, there you go.
See, exactly.
Anyways, but
My
yeah,
wish would
Verona.
be like,
Yeah, Verona will be basically coming back shortly after my evil campaign is done.
Yeah. Your Verona is gonna. It sounds like a wild west right there.
Well, I can't say I blame you. It sometimes feels like it.
Oh my goodness. Oh my god. But yeah.
Anyways,
I really want to play it now.
anyways, does anyone
What
else?
you?
Actually, I got something for us since I don't see anyone chatting in the or anything. Mainly because I had this thought earlier and I kind of want to share it.
Oh my god. So I haven't just thought two, but I'll wait.
All right, are y'all familiar? Oh, hey, Will.
What
Hey,
the fuck? Will.
I completely forgot about this.
Yep.
Wait, you
You.
forgot? You forgot? Silver's been screaming in the reminder.
Hello. Have you checked your reminders and heroes and villains?
That's because I was away from my computer. That's because I was away from my computer and I have notification noise off on my phone.
Is it?
I had
Hey,
no,
what? Is it?
I had no way of seeing it. I had
Alright.
no way
No,
of
no,
seeing it
no.
because my phone is silent when it comes to notifications because they bother the shit out of me.
Alright,
Wait,
alright,
no,
alright.
no. Okay, I get that. Notifications
Oh
noise.
man,
It's all right.
this is great so far.
It's but the messages should still like appear like as
Oh,
notifications
they
on your
did.
phone.
Oh, they did. The moment I checked my phone, I saw them, and they're like, "Holy crap!"
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
At least you
I
haven't
didn't even look
muted
at my
this
phone
one.
this entire day.
All right, all right. So, Will, do you want me to catch you up to speed?
Yeah, please. So
Basically, we
yeah,
just
it's
been
like a weird
talking.
podcast, right?
Yeah,
It's like a
basically
podcast, right?
we just been talking about. I've been catching Jay up to what's been going on in Heroes and Villains, and we were talking about Kay's character in Verona that we're gonna be doing eventually.
You mean God Source? You mean God Source for War 2?
Yeah, him.
Yeah.
Ugh, he's
Yeah.
gonna be terrifying. That's for darn sure.
Yep. So you've been telling him how like he got like the max power and all of that.
Yeah, I was just wrapping that up,
Alright.
and then I
So
was
what are
going
we
to.
talking about now?
I was about to say. I was about to say I had an earlier thought on a scenario in my mind that I was playing out, and I was kind of going to go explain how I think it would go down.
Is this going to be like a choose your story type of deal?
Basically, you guys can throw in y'all's own 2 cents in if you guys want, but basically, Terminator versus Lone Wanderer, then the Dragonborn and Iron Man.
Wait, is it all at the same time?
No, the one-on-one.
That makes it more difficult to
Iron
calculate.
Man versus the Dragonborn, and Terminator versus the Lone Wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, as
This
well
is-
as the Terminator versus Dragonborn, as well as versus the Terminator. I mean, not Terminator. Iron Man.
Hey, I'm sorry, but Iron Man wins. Like no
Yeah.
matter what, Iron Man.
And
Yeah.
I have to
Oh,
say.
hey, wait. I should probably. This is probably coming from a little bias, but I think Dragonborn would beat the shit out of Iron Man. And here's why. Here's why. Iron Man has never encountered magic similar to the Elder Scrolls.
But
Not
he
to
has
mention,
dealt with
he's never
something
dealt with a
magic.
dude. And he's never dealt with a dude that can literally physically alter reality with just his voice.
Oh wait. There's a spell for that? I don't remember what spell that was.
Separation.
Well, here's the thing. Iron Man has dealt with spellcasters before. The Mandarin, for
But he's
example.
never dealt with the kind of spell casting that the Elder Scrolls have.
Yeah, fair
Dude,
enough.
He has He has Doctor Strange. He has probably like fought against Strange once or twice in his life. And Strange can pull some crazy shit too.
But
Yeah.
has he ever dealt with someone who can literally stop time just by speaking 3 words?
I'm pretty sure Strange has done that.
Well,
gonna
not
lie.
Doctor Strange, but
has
Iron Man.
dealt with it.
Well, okay, maybe Strange is capable of doing it.
Yeah,
But like
if
I
it was Doctor Strange versus Dragonborn, I think Doctor Strange would win. Dragonborn versus Iron Man, Dragonborn, hands down.
No.
Yeah.
Hey, first off, let me explain.
Thor versus
Doctor Strange?
Stormhorn.
Hold on.
Here's the thing with Doctor Strange though. He needs to verbally he needs to do specific hand gestures and words and verbal invocations in order to in order to do those spells. While the Dragonborn, he can literally shout and that's all he has to do.
Yep. He only needs to shout 3 draconic words in order for his shout to be the most effective.
And also consider this: he could be wearing Daedric armor with Daedric weapons.
Phrases. It's just like it's not magic. It's actually a language.
Yeah, but
You can
He
have
can
the
just
best
make it
possible year.
yeah, but the thing is that this language causes a thum or shout.
Yeah.
Right.
Like knowing that he can make up new fucking spells, just like making up new phrases.
Yeah.
It'd be super easy.
Like I said, I think the Dragonborn would easily win in a fight against Iron Man. Well, Iron Man
Right.
would definitely give
Okay,
him some
okay.
trouble because
He-
Okay,
Yeah,
hold on, hold
but
on.
this isn't the
Which
first. This isn't the
we
first
have
time he's nearly dealt with. This isn't the first time he's dealt with a flying metal thing that flies too fast for the eye to touch the sea.
no. There's a big difference between Iron Man and dragons. You see, dragons are pretty big. Iron Man is not.
Yeah, but they're
He's a
also
little
fat.
man in iron.
But
And
they're
that
I
means
also
any
fat.
it's like yeah.
Yeah.
I think we can
Dragons are
all.
also super fat.
Has no. Has Iron Okay. Do you think any metal could just pierce Iron Man's armor? I mean, a freaking
It depends on the metal. Vibranium
Depends
can
on the
pierce
bullet.
metal.
It depends on the metal and the speed it's coming at. I mean, we see
is
Iron Man's
steel.
suit gets
Vibranium.
destroyed all the time. So,
No,
Yeah.
steel can pierce a dragon's heart. We've seen that done in game many times.
mhm.
I don't think steel
Right.
can pierce Iron Man's armor. So that's at
Yeah,
least
but
one.
what if he's got
he has.
Daedric? What if the
Well,
Di- what if the Dragonborn's got Daedric?
Okay, but explain to me, Dave, because I'm not sure
Uh,
about too much.
Essentially, think of it as demon god metal.
Hmm. Is that so?
yeah, but the
It's
thing
literally
is,
made from the heart of demons. It's literally made from the heart of demons and crystallized god blood. So
yeah.
Hmm.
Here's one thing I think
Okay.
that the Dragonborn would have
Okay.
an upper leg with Iron Man, and this is just my personal opinion. Uh, Iron Iron Man has never destroyed a universal constant, whereas Dragonborn or Dovahkiin has.
as it turns out,
Whoa, Silver,
as it
Silver.
turns
I'd like
out,
to disagree on you on that part because that's like saying
as it turns
Iron
out,
Man
the
has never.
Alduin,
No. Iron
as it
Man.
turns out, he didn't actually kill Alduin. He just he just kind of put him into like a doomsday style sleep.
Yeah.
Like essentially,
Okay.
essentially, he's been put to sleep for until it's like his time to end the world. Because
Yeah,
as you notice, he doesn't actually absorb his soul. It goes up to Aetherius.
Yeah, but still, the fact still remains
Yeah,
that the
you still
Dragonborn was
defeat
able to beat him.
for that.
Silver, I'd like to disagree on you about the universal constant because that's like saying, "Oh, Iron Man will not win because the Dragonborn has plot." That's literally what you're saying.
Fair enough. I'm not saying that
Yeah.
Iron Man wouldn't have a good tricks
It's
up his
not,
sleeve.
it's not that he had plot armor,
I
it's,
mean-
it's that he had the only thing that could kill Alduin, which was a Thum.
Yes,
Well, not
but-
a Thum. He was Dragonborn, which he had dragon blood, which was the only way to kill a dragon permanently.
Yes, but continuing on my point, wouldn't Iron Man also be a universal constant since he's such a popular character in the comic?
Actually,
In the
that's a
comics,
very good
no,
point.
because he's died several times. He's died several times, and universal constant, and you can't destroy a universal constant.
Yeah, so that means you can't kill Iron Man as well. So let's try to
Yeah.
not use universal constant as a
Fair enough.
as a benefit character.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but pop culture media wise, yes, he's a universal constant. But like realistically in his own universe, no, he's not a universal constant.
Yeah.
I mean, both of them are
Ultron
technically
is more of a
Actually,
universal
both-
constant than Iron
Wait,
Man.
wait.
Both of
would
them
both-
can die. We know that. And I
Wait,
think
wait,
that
in pop culture. Oh, sorry.
I think that the Dragonborn has a high chance of winning against Iron Man, but it's not gonna be an easy fight for him.
Right. But think about it like this. Think about it like this. The Dragonborn has fought quite a few challenges. For example, he's literally dealt with fucking super fast flying dragons.
Yep.
He's literally, and not to mention,
Actually,
by the way, he's got a few shouts that actually tear armor asunder.
actually,
For
here's
example.
here's a
Yeah,
clip.
ever heard of the disarm shout?
Yeah, I remember.
Wait. Can you repeat that? I didn't hear.
The disarm shout. When you speak
Disarm
all
shout.
three words, not only does it disarm an enemy caught in it of its weapon, it also disarms their armor.
Really?
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
means if Iron
Wait,
Man's flying up in the air and this shout was shouted at him and he was hit, well, he'll sky
Wait,
plummet
hold on.
until his
Okay,
other
okay,
suit comes
wait.
along.
Wait, I never actually got far enough to actually get that like full disarm shout, even to this day. So, like, does it undress the enemy?
No, no,
Like, right
no.
then and
Like
there on the...
completely destroy, almost.
Oh.
Pretty much. And not to
Oh,
mention, there's
okay,
also
okay.
not to mention there's also the soul tear. There's also the soul tear shell that you learn from Durnabin.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what his name was.
But yeah,
Yeah,
Dovahkiin.
Donavir.
Dovahkiin versus Iron Man. I have to give it the victory to the Dovahkiin. And
But
that
wait,
was, you would
wait,
think it
wait.
would just be a
Before we
metallic dragon.
wait, before we continue on, we have to remember that there's a
Yeah, we have.
cooldown on a shouts. There's a cooldown on a shout.
There is, and we are counting that factor in.
Yeah, so it really depends on
All
if
it
if the
Dude, all it
Dragonborn
would
was
take for
able
him
to
to
hit.
remove that is wear 5 amulets of Talos.
That is true.
Well, yeah.
But let's just say he didn't have that, or let's just say that
Not
the
to
dragon.
mention, who's to say he has them? And who's to say after you beat the game, he doesn't go on to master the shots to where he doesn't, to where he doesn't have that cooldown.
Yeah.
Can we talk
Well,
about
okay,
Trustful
okay, Will. Oh,
spells?
sorry. You were saying?
Or anything other than this?
All right. So moving on from Iron Man versus Dovahkiin.
I
I know
got to look up who Form is.
the
Not to
Terminator
mention,
versus
Dovahkiin
the.
does have. Hey, let me finish my point because I wasn't able to.
Go ahead.
Dovahkiin does have access to other shouts, such as Soul Tearing, which he learned from Durnavir. The dragon from the Soul Cairn.
Mm-hmm.
He learned Soul Tearing, which literally attacks the soul.
Yep.
Not to mention he's got that mark for death shout. Don't
Yep.
forget that.
And don't forget the kill shout.
But don't forget
Yep.
the fact. Don't forget
And
the fact that he still has a
he's got a
cooldown.
shout called Drain Vitality that you can learn the first word to in fucking Dustman's Crypt. Dim Hollow Crypt.
Yep.
The place where you get Serana. You can learn the first word of Drain Vitality there. So
Yep.
Again, but it's what you're saying is all true, except that you're making Iron Man go against his Dragonborn's final form, his ultimate.
Yeah, but if the Dragonborn
Right.
was just based off of, let's just say based off the trailer, let's just use that as reference. I think Iron
Then
Man would
he
win more times out
then
of
he
not.
yeah then
Yeah, but
because
let's consider the fact that maybe, let's consider the fact that we're doing these guys at their best, right? We're not taking them at certain times. We're doing them when they're at their best.
then
Let's
we
do
have to
both.
include Iron Man. But yeah,
Right.
Let's do
we
both,
should move
just to be
on
fair.
before.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So Iron Man has Bleeding Edge and Endosyn, which are his two most powerful suits. And Dovahkiin has like full enchanted, fully smithed up Daedric armor and weapons that are enchanted and all that. And he's got like and he's unlocked all of the shouts. And he's got like all of the Daedric artifacts. He's got all of the legendary gear.
Okay, now. I don't actually know what's the ultimate form of Iron Man.
It's called Endosyn.
No, I feel like there's something more. There's got to be
There's
probably
also Bleeding
color
Edge, but I
Iron
don't
Man
know the.
up.
I don't know
Alright, I'm
the.
back.
There is the Bleeding Edge, which I'm not sure what that is.
Yeah, but at Iron Man's best, he could probably give Dovahkiin a run for his gold. But I think if Dovahkiin at his best would defeat Iron Man. However, based on the trailer, Iron Man would win 9 times out of 10.
Mm,
Yeah, but okay,
but
I think we
but
should. Hey,
but if we're
Will.
doing them at their best, Dovahkiin would win because he's got several shouts that would fuck
Yeah.
Iron Man's.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, like
hands
the-
down.
Such as
Yeah, like the
Stormfall.
Sure.
Yep. And moving on from Dovahkiin versus Iron Man.
Yeah, I
So
think it's.
we're doing Terminator versus the Lone Wanderer now.
Yeah,
What about
may I? I think the Lone Wanderer would win against the Terminator, no doubt.
Yeah,
Well, that
Terminator's
depends
like
on the
nothing.
Terminator model.
Well, I've looked at least the two versions, and I'm using the first one and the second movie as reference, so T800 and the T1000. But against both of them, Lone Wanderer has a lot of options against them. For example, grenades, landmines, plasma weapons,
Yeah, like
grenades.
yeah, not
Well,
even like
well, let's
not much
decide on
more.
what model of Terminator we're using because there's several.
Yeah, we're just using the
If we're
ones that
using,
we've seen in the movie.
well, if we're going by movie one, that's actually a T750,
Correction. Yeah, fair enough. But basically, we're
and
using skeletal
and
frame, disguise, and the T1000.
but but the T800, the T800 and T850, their endoskeletons are made from a metal called coltan, which is a super heat resistant metal after Judgment Day.
Yeah, but the
Oh
thing
crap!
is,
Yeah,
with that metal, even with that metal, I think the plasma cannon or plasma-based weapons would be able to melt it.
They have plasma based weapons too, dude.
Fair enough. But the
uh,
thing is that they
I
have
mean,
a different kind of plasma. They're,
But
they're,
consider this: there's also T1000. There's also T1000s, the
yeah.
TX,
But the,
and whatever John Connor became in
wait,
Genesis.
yeah.
should we
Oh, I'm not
wait?
counting
Should we
Genesis. I'm not counting
wait?
Genesis
Should,
nor
You gotta count Genesis because that's where all of that. That's like where the newest kind of Terminator comes from.
fair
wait.
enough.
Before we keep going, should we like regulate which Terminators are we facing? Because we
All
could
right.
like just use the entire roster, and then we'll
Yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah.
and
But
it
we're
will
only
be
gonna
like
be
more.
using the ones that we've seen in the movie. That's it.
I think we should.
Okay.
I think we should use the classic Arnie Schwarzenegger Judgment Day
Yep.
T800. Then we use the T1000
Hmm.
X and whatever John Connor became in Genesis.
Yeah. I think he became a mix between a Terminator that uses nano machines or something like that.
Yeah, he's like a weird nanomachine Terminator. He's like the T1000, but it's not liquid metal. It's literal nanomachines, which is actually slightly more powerful
Yeah.
due to nanomachines being much more flexible.
Yeah. So let's
Plus,
just.
he doesn't, and plus his only weakness is magnetism.
Yeah. I don't think against that one the Lone Wanderer has any chance. We don't really see a whole lot of magnets in the Fallout universe.
Yeah, but he does have a pocket.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, but a nuke. Wait. I don't think nukes could affect Terminator.
Well,
Like, if we
there's
nuke,
where you would actually be wrong.
Well, I'm sure they can. I'm sure they can survive in a radiation-filled wasteland, but I don't think a Terminator can straight up survive a nuclear blast because that's a lot of heat
yeah.
and force coming your way.
Well,
Yeah, I
not only
mean, like,
that,
yeah,
may I use this as an example? In the very first movie, the Terminator was half blown up by a homemade pipe bomb.
oh yeah, that too.
So
Huh.
that's the reason why I say the Lone Wanderer would have a leg up against the T800 since he could just use a simple grenade or landmine.
Mm.
Or
Yeah,
or a mini nuke.
yeah. I
That's a
Or
already
mini nuke.
mentioned that.
or my personal favorite, the mini nuke.
Yeah.
I mean, I already mentioned that because Will mentioned cobalt, which is a heat-resistant metal, apparently.
Yeah, it
It's
is
So
a
not
yeah,
cobalt.
mix.
No, it's
Uh,
not cobalt. It's
yeah, Colton. Yeah,
it's a mixture of coltan and titanium.
yeah, but
So that's why.
but again, coltan may be a more heat-resistant metal,
But
but
against
again,
nuclear
nukes generate
bombs,
a lot of heat.
even a mini nuke
So
would probably be pretty damn hot.
yeah, it's a nuke.
Even if when it's miniaturized, it's still a nuclear-based weapon.
Exactly.
So against the T800, I think one Wanderer wins most of the time.
All right, what about T1000? Obviously, the Lone
T1000
Wanderer is going
was
to
a
beat the shit out
lot
of it.
more difficult for me to figure out, but I still think the Lone Wanderer would win.
Because think about it like this: he's got fire weapons and several very hot energy weapons,
Yeah,
such as lasers.
which could
Do you
basically
think the
vaporize
T-1000
a
can take a
person.
laser?
Yeah, which could basically vaporize a person into ash, which is pretty damn powerful, come to think of it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. I think like once you vaporize the metal, I don't think he's gonna come back from that. Plasma, sure, he could possibly, in theory, come back from plasma, but
Yeah,
to ash, no,
but
I don't think so.
but
And
here's
from a
a
laser,
and here's another thing. We know that the T-1000 is weak against it can melt and can be easily not be able to shift after a explosion, i.e. a grenade. One grenade against the T-1000 or a landmine, and he's done.
no, because remember he got several grenade launchers shot into him.
He only had one grenade launched into him.
Yeah, but he still came out of that just fine, didn't he?
Well, kinda.
Let's make it an exception to the rule. That was an exception. It was a particularly weak grenade.
Well, yeah, because those grenades aren't like frag grenades. Those are just straight up grenades that you would use like for breaching or.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like concussion grenades.
yeah, fair enough.
It,
But
oh,
even with
oh no, when I say breaching, I mean like Ash from Siege.
yeah. But if we were to use a hand grenade, I'm gonna bet that it's probably gonna tear up the T-1000.
Yeah, it's
No,
gonna.
no, it won't because if we're using a frag grenade, trust me, the explosion itself is not that powerful. You know what? You know why frag grenades are so dangerous? It's not the explosion; it's the fragment.
It's the
It's all the
shrapnel.
it's all
Yes.
the bits of metal from the shell that
Yeah,
go flying into your skin that get you.
yeah, fair enough. But still, the
Hmm.
explosion would definitely displace them. That's for sure.
Wait,
Oh
wait.
yeah,
My question is, what grenade could the Lone Wanderer use that could displace the T-1000?
Hand grenades,
incendiary,
plasma.
incendiary.
The plasma.
There,
Let's talk about the plasma
plus,
then.
plus I'm sure Lone Wanderer can make up a thermite grenade.
Yeah, that
Oh
too.
yeah.
So it's not exactly the hardest thing in the world for the Lone Wanderer to figure something out.
What about the courier?
Oh,
Oh,
Courier?
the courier.
I think the Courier has the same chance as the Lone Wanderer, except better.
Exactly, because he knows how to use the
He
lens.
has
Not to mention, the courier literally has a fucking space laser.
That too.
I am not kidding.
Yeah, that I do know about that. And that was part of the Archimedes project. But still,
Yep.
something
Wait,
like that was, if that was used, it can only be used once outside. But basically, anyone that's standing within that area is pretty much dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, worst case scenario, Lone Courier just does that to him. You just do him like that.
Yeah. So I think
And plus,
against
the
the
courier's got that fucking stealth suit.
yeah,
Plus, the courier's got that Mark II stealth suit from Old
Oh
World
yeah,
Blue.
that's it. If we're taking all the DLCs combined, then yeah, T-1000 has no.
yeah, the
Yeah, it's
Terminator.
technically a courier. He is
Yeah,
technically a courier. Yeah,
yeah,
a cyborg. I mean, the courier is technically a cyborg.
yep.
Yeah, man. Even without all the like DLCs, I think the courier still has a fair chance against T-1000.
Easily,
Oh yeah.
easily.
Oh yeah, with the mini nukes, the sniper rifles,
Don't forget
Wait,
Tesla
wait,
cannons.
the
yeah,
fucking
the
mini
Tesla,
guns.
yeah, I was about to mention the Tesla. The courier will find.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Courier has way better chance against Terminators than the Lone Wanderer.
Will, have you found
Yeah.
a Tesla cannon? You didn't find a Tesla cannon. You did find a Tesla cannon, right?
I focused on sniper rifles,
Yeah,
like Rat Slayer.
Oh.
All right.
Well,
So let's
yeah,
just
there's an
say
anti-material weapon.
most of the survivors, most of the Vault Dwellers that we play as would most likely be able to take on the Terminator.
Probably
He,
so. Probably several even.
Yeah. If not
What about
yeah.
several.
TX though?
The
What about the
TX,
TX?
that one is where it got interesting. I kind of think it's a tie.
Yeah,
No,
it's honestly a
I'm not
toss
gonna
up in
lie.
that
I never seen it.
situation.
I never seen the TX in action.
All right. So in the third movie, there's basically
It's basically
an
it's a
anti.
Terminator designed to kill Terminators.
Yeah, basically.
Huh.
And basically, if the Lone Wanderer were to go up against that, I think he would have a lot harder time. Because, one, that Terminator can actually legitimately shoot at you without an actual firearm.
Not to
And,
mention they can shapeshift all they want without being liquid metal.
yeah, that too.
I mean, I still think intense heat can cause it to like
Oh,
blend.
yeah,
Oh,
probably intense.
oh no, totally. That's how it got beat. It literally got blown up by a small hydrogen bomb.
Actually, a mini nuke.
No, it was a hydrogen bomb. It was the Terminator's. Remember, Arnie's hydrogen fuel cell was ruptured.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is that I think the
That's
Lone
literally how
Wanderer.
he lost in the death battle.
Yeah, I think that's how the Lone Wanderer could probably only take on the TX.
The TX doesn't have a hydrogen fuel cell. That's T800.
No, but I'm willing to bet a nuclear bomb would probably do the same
Oh,
effect.
totally. If a hydrogen bomb can take him, then a nuke. If a hydrogen bomb can kill a TX, then a nuke can,
Yep,
most certainly.
absolutely. But yeah, now let's talk about
What about the John Connonator?
John Connonator. I think most likely that version would win.
Yeah.
The Lone Wanderer
Well,
has.
unless one of the Fallout survivors has like a more magnetic based weapon, or possibly lasers. Lasers, I feel like, could destroy those nanobots that make
Yeah,
up his body.
but have you tried hitting a nanobot?
No, well, here's the thing. He can always use the Lone Wanderer can use a laser mini.
Yeah. I'm
That
not
too.
I'm not saying that it wouldn't be a fair fight, but I think that version would more likely win than the Lone Wanderer.
Yeah,
Right.
but it was also mentioned that the one all the survivors has VATS, so
Yeah.
it can possibly help. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
then
true.
again, yeah. However, the thing is, I like to mention is that during if you guys played like helping out the ghouls deal with their nightkin problem,
Yep.
you can use the VATS to like detect the invisible, but you
Yeah,
cannot shoot.
and that's the reason
Well,
that
you can shoot
actually
them.
kind of occurred to me why the Lone Wanderer would have a easier time against Terminators because of his Pit Boy and the fact that he could get a dog.
Yeah, especially.
I mean, his
Well, the dog can't really do much against the Terminator.
no,
It's just like
but
the
it
trainer.
acts as a detection.
Oh, that too. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah,
That's
rats,
why I
rats.
said. That's why I said
Yeah,
that.
dogs can see through it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa. But I thought we should include like no companions though, because
Yeah,
we could
I'm
just
I'm
like
not
get
adding
like
in
freaking.
companions, but in general, his Pit Boy would be able to pick up any entity within his vicinity,
Yeah,
regardless if it's friend or foe.
Yeah.
especially if it's friend or foe.
All right.
But yeah,
I'm trying to think of an interesting one.
but yeah, I think Terminator would most likely lose against the Lone Wanderer, except for one.
Oh, I got a good one.
All right, go for it.
Yautjas versus Mandalorian.
The Yautja?
Yeah, Predators.
Oh! Versus the Predatorians?
The Mandalorian from Star Wars, yeah. And I mean
Oh,
like old, old Republic Mandalorians.
oh, that's
Well,
actually interesting. Hmm. All right, let's hear everyone's opinion first. You go first, Kay.
That's all Tuesday.
Like Mandalorians from the Old Republic versus Yautja or Predator.
You throw this old butter away. Here. The old stuff away.
that's a good comment.
Okay, we got Yautja, Jay.
Alright.
Yeah. What about?
Which one do you think would win?
Get down!
Who will win? Like Yautja versus who?
The
Mandalorian.
Mandalorians from Star
Old
Wars.
Republic era.
Yautja?
Old Republic
I
era.
don't know who Yautja is.
Sit down, Kaden. That hurts.
I
Really?
I personally think that it would be close.
Old Republic era Mandalorians were some like Mandalorians during the Old Republic era was at their prime, dude.
Yeah,
No. Wait, what are Yautja? I don't know what's a Yautja.
Predators.
Have you ever seen the movie Predator?
Oh, a predator. Oh, I know.
That's what the Yautja that's what the predator species is officially called, Yautja.
Yeah, I forgot. Oh shit, like this Star Wars space. What Star Wars character was a Yautja?
No. So a group of Yautja versus a group of Old Republic era Mandalorians.
Personally, I think it would be too close to call.
Actually, I would say otherwise. I think it'd be Mandalorians because if you've seen the Yautja or the Predators, they kind of go in bare skin, which is a big difference when it comes to the field of battle.
Yeah, but they're invisible.
Oh, wait. Here's the problem with this fight. It really depends on the environment we're talking about.
Yeah, I think we would have to discuss environment.
Yeah.
If we're to do
Mandalorian
this fight.
itself.
Let's just say it's a jungle.
Oh wait. Yeah, but hey, also some predators have different preferences. Like there are some more warrior based, and then there are some that are more tactical.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
So let's
indeed.
just. I think it would be kind of similar
So I
to
think
how
we
the
should-
first
so
movie
here's what I
was.
think we should do. Here's what I think we should do. We should pick a specific Mandalorian. Boba Fett is allowed because he is technically a Mandalorian, even though he's only a clone.
Setting the trash bags on the
But yeah, we pick a specific Mandalorian, and then we pick a specific Yautja.
Hmm.
I mean,
I
that's really scary. Not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
it's
I
very
feel like-
obscure because
Yeah, we
the
don't-
only one that I
yeah.
know of is Boba Fett.
Yeah,
We can go What
Oh,
about
yeah.
Django?
Oh yeah, Jango Fett. Jango Fett.
Django Fett was considered one of the best Mandalorians ever. So
You know what? That's my choice.
Oh,
Jango
but
Fett.
there is like Mandalore the Preserver.
Yep. I'm gonna go for Jango Fett.
Yeah,
I
let's
mean,
do
I don't-
Django.
I don't think like being specific characters would pitting against each other would
No,
help because
but
it really
it'll
depends.
definitely help us narrow down the options and to see who would actually win
Well,
this fight.
Here's
Well-
the thing. Django Fett was considered the peak of Mandalore, and like he was considered like peak.
Yeah.
Like you know how
Django-
Batman is considered the peak of human existence. You know, like the peak of human like limits.
Yeah.
Well, that's what Django was for Mandalorians.
Well,
Django Fett was the peak of Mandalorian.
But here's my 1-2. Does he have something to detect through cloaking or invisibility?
No, but he also has better armor.
But that's a big problem. He cannot Django does not have something that could detect through invisibility. I know.
Trust
Jedi-
me, both Mandalorians do have something like that
Yeah.
because you know what Mandalorians specialize in hunting? Jedi.
Hmm.
All right. So
Do Jedi's use invisibility?
no,
think
but
so.
I mentioned that they can use the Force to make themselves blend in.
Yeah.
Dude, I
Yeah,
don't
you
know
ever
what
heard of you ever heard of Sith assassins or Jedi shadows?
No, I
I'm
have
an
not.
assassin.
Yeah, apparently. I actually discovered that
Yeah,
recently too.
Force users can turn invisible or just make themselves stealthier.
You know
Oh, neat.
what? I find it funny that I didn't expect that, but at the same time, that should have totally been a thing. If Jedi's can use super speed, they should be able to cloak themselves too.
Yeah.
I
All
don't know
right.
why though.
All right.
Still,
So let's just say, hypothetically
But yeah,
speaking, Jango
and guess
Fett.
what? Mandalorians specialize in hunting Jedi.
Yep.
That's why they're like the number one Jedi clan.
Okay.
you
Jesus
okay?
Christ.
Okay.
All right. I think it would still. I still think it would be a pretty close fight. While yes,
Yeah.
Jango Fett could probably find and detect a Yautja, I think it would still be a pretty close fight on a one-on-one.
I don't know, man. A regular human could take
Hey,
it down a
we still haven't
Yautja.
picked the Yautja
That's fair.
because again, there's plenty of different Yautja. For example,
Yeah.
there's Ahab.
Yep.
I mean, I'm assuming
There's
since they're
Ahab.
choosing Django, we're
There's
choosing.
Wolf. There's
There's
Wait, what? They have names?
yeah. They actually
yeah.
have. Well, they have code names.
Well, they all do have actual names, but the Yautja do have names, but but the fandom has given them nicknames.
Yeah, basically
So
nickname.
you know that Predator from Alien versus Predator 2 that fought the Pred Alien?
Yeah,
That one's called Wolf.
the most badass one, in my personal opinion.
Oh no, oh man,
Well,
man, you
one of
want
them are.
badass? Look up One Horn.
Well, one of the badasses. How about that?
Is this all this podcast is going to be talking about like guys
Well,
fighting?
well, not all of
Well,
it,
it's called Geek
but
On.
it's technically
It's called
part of
Geek
our
On.
show.
It is called Geek On.
You know what I
Let's
want to understand is why the arachnid from the American version versus the Japanese version is so different from Transformers Prime.
Oh,
Oh
Completely.
yeah.
Oh, and that, yeah.
I know what he's talking about.
Oh, man. I'm not gonna lie. I recently got back into the Transformers.
Yeah.
God,
Well,
Okay.
the Transformers Prime American versus the Japanese version, arachnid is completely different. The Japanese version is pretty much as fucking magical.
Mm.
It literally has attacks like sticky something. Sticky attack or something with her web.
I'm afraid I don't.
All right. Well, can I finish explaining?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking we go. So Jango Fett is considered the peak of, like, the very peak of what a Mandalorian can achieve, right?
Yeah, what's the peak version of?
So why don't we do the same curtsy for the Yautja?
Yeah.
And I know just the guy.
Go ahead. And
I
say.
don't know Star Wars. Sorry.
Wolf. I feel because think about it. Wolf seemed to pretty peak Yautja.
Yeah. Like I said, I think it would still be a close fight,
Right.
mainly because of
But
the
yeah,
technology.
I think that's the difference. Because not to mention equipment. We got to take
Yeah,
equipment, skill.
we gotta take in the factor of their equipment, their skill, and whatnot.
Their natural attributes. For example, a Yautja will be physically superior.
Yeah, physically superior, because that guy has some mad leaps.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think Django is strong enough to literally hold a human by the throat like it's nothing.
Not even close. And mind you, that was Arnold Schwarzenegger that he was holding.
Yeah.
Mind you, with some help,
Yeah.
but still, let's keep that factor in mind.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Arnold Schwarzenegger at that time was like 100 something.
Well, the dude is swole, and muscle is heavier than the fat.
Yeah, fair
So
enough. So probably 200, 250, somewhere around there.
yeah, somewhere around there.
Let's say 250. You don't
Yeah.
pick up a 250-pound man very easily. You would need to do some serious workout in order to do that.
I feel like Django does have the superior experience and
Yeah. Uh, technology-wise, one basically
like
focuses on.
right, a lot of Django's equipment is based on range and debilitation. And something that he was very fond of using was flamethrowers, which
Yeah.
remember predators have thermal vision,
Yep.
so you can literally blind them if you like spray a flamethrower in front of them.
Yep. So we have to keep that as a factor too.
Mm-hmm.
The Yelcha was able to cut through some steel and whatnot with just its you guys remember this thing?
Mm-hmm. But but we also got to take in equipment.
Yeah. With that
If
smart
we're
disk,
using Wolf, I don't think Wolf had that many ranged options. A lot of his ranged options were more snare based. I think he only had like the one shoulder. Like he had the plasma caster, and that's about it.
he had two plasma casters.
Yeah,
So,
but I don't think he had a lot of ranged options. Like
well,
usually like the usual Yautja kit is usually a lot of melee based weapons.
yeah. I think it would be pretty close. I think if this was a ranged fight, there's no telling who could win.
Well, no. If we're using Wolf and Django, Django would win in the fight of range. Because first off, jetpack rocket,
Yep.
the dual like the dual pistols,
Yep.
the dual pistol blasters. Also, keep in mind I'm a little baked right now.
Yeah. Also, we have to
But
kind
anyway,
of
he's got a flamethrower. He's got a flamethrower, and he's got several other ranged options.
yeah. But the question is, can the Yelcha's blades or smart disc be able to cut through the Colonial Marines armor?
Not Colonial Marine,
Oh, sorry,
Durasteel.
Mandalorian. Durasteel armor. Sorry, my mistake.
Because yeah, that's what Mandalorian armor is. Well, that's
Yeah.
what Django's Mandalorian armor is made of. Actually, really is a Durasteel.
Yeah, let's just say it's titanium. Could the smart disc or the Yelcha's blades cut through it? I think it
Oh
could.
no! All right. First off, Yautja metal. We don't know what it
Yeah,
but it is very much better than titanium.
yeah. So I'm gonna go on a limb and say that the Yelcha's bladed
Although we've
weapons.
seen, although we have seen Yautja metal cut through steel like it was tissue paper.
Yeah.
We've seen it cut through human bodies relatively effective.
Yep.
It can plant, and with a solid throw, it can literally implant itself into fucking stone
Yeah, by
and
several
ice
feet by the look of it.
and ice as well. Because remember ABP-1.
Yeah, I remember. So if we were to use that as the standard equipment, let's just say that it's blue ice, one of the toughest ice on Earth.
Right.
That's
Like it
pretty.
most likely is because it's Antarctica.
Yeah, that's pretty damn tough. To get several feet, you would need either a really good throwing arm or a really good weapon.
Well, yeah. Well, Yao just got both. So,
Yeah,
but Durasteel's been repeatedly shown to resist lightsaber strikes. So
yeah, but the difference between a lightsaber is that it's a heated uh thing. It's not
yeah,
exactly has mass
but guess
behind it.
what? Have you remember episode 1? Qui-Gon Jinn was cutting through that door with the fucking lightsaber.
Oh yeah, I remember.
So
How do
yeah,
I call this?
lightsabers are powerful, man. I would say that a lightsaber is better than I feel like a lightsaber, when in the right hands, does way more damage than what a Yautja can do with a combi stick.
Yeah. So the question is, who wins this fight? I think
So
Jango Fett in
real question
range.
is, so the question is, can the combi stick like the metal, like the Yautja metal, go through Durasteel? From
Let's
what I can tell, no.
uh
From what I can tell, no.
let's just say for the sake of argument, it does somehow. That way, we could still have a semi fight, or at least a quote unquote
Oh no,
fair.
but here's the thing: Jango Fett's armor is not completely Durasteel.
Yeah,
Remember, it's more. Remember, it looks more like half plate, where it's just like just only certain like the important areas, like all like shoulders, chest, and like legs, and that's all. And that's all it covers.
oh, headshot then with the plasma
Oh no,
caster.
no, oh no! Trust me, if the plates are made of Durasteel, then the helmet is too.
Yeah, but if it's partial Durasteel, not full Durasteel, that
Oh,
means
trust me, it's gonna be full Durasteel.
yeah,
Man, Mandalorians take their helmets with pride.
eh. I think it would be. I still think it's a very close fight, regardless.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Under that, it's just like cloth and all that. So he's got. So while yes, Django has better and more armor than the Yautja, he still doesn't have enough to where it covers his entire body. Like he could still get clipped on the arm or armpit.
Yeah,
So,
and people can die like that.
but but here's the thing. Here's the thing. Can the Yautja take a blaster pistol?
Well, that's where I
And we got to
don't.
remember
We
this is
start
Wolf we're
not.
using.
This is the part where we
Remember, this
start
is
not
Wolf we're
getting
using.
knowing. He was able to get hit by a bullet and get wounded. So, assuming the blaster pistol has a similar capacity to a laser, the Yautja probably couldn't survive. But let's just say, for the sake of argument, that it's nowhere near like a laser.
Seriously though, the blaster is a laser.
Yeah,
Well, I think it's more plasma actually. I think it's a more plasma based.
I think
And
with
we do know that a predator can't take a plasma caster.
yeah, I think it would
Well, they
be
can, but not as well.
yeah, I think it would be similar to how a predator gets hit by a plasma caster on their home world, except a lot smaller and a lot more compact. Think of like a mini
Okay,
blaster for them.
I found an image. I found an image of the predator, and then I'm gonna find an image of Jango Fett. That way we have that way we can have better reference.
Yeah, I think range-wise, Jango Fett. Melee-wise, I think the Wolf.
There's Wolf. Remember, and yeah, keep in mind Wolf has that little whip thing.
Yep. I keep forgetting about that whip, to be fully honest.
Hmm.
Like I said, I
But yeah,
think
see, Jango Fett, Jango Fett is way better armored. Look at this. Like he's got more armor, and his armor is way better.
yeah,
But look at Wolf. He barely has any.
yeah. It could be because of a tribal
Yeah, it's more of a sport thing. Yeah, that's why. And not plus, it's more of a. And again, it's more ranked.
yeah, that too. I think
So yeah,
okay, I think here's how we're going to settle this. I think if it was a range fight, I think Jango Fett wins.
Django would
Django would win
Django
hands
would win.
down. But in melee, I think Wolf would win.
That's if the metal can get through the armor.
Yeah,
And Django ain't no slouch when it comes to melee either. He's a
yeah.
master. He's a master specialist in unarmed combat.
Well, I
He
did.
can take on 3 different Jedi with his bare hands,
Yeah,
while they have lightsabers. So
yeah. I'm not saying that it wouldn't be an easy fight for the Predator, but we have no idea what that material is, nor how strong they can cut
But
through titanium
from
like
what
substances.
from what I've seen of like from what I've seen of like the things that the Predator metal's been done has been able. I don't think it can get through Durasteel.
I think it would be. I think if it were able to get through Thorough Steel, I think Wolf would win in a melee fight.
Here's the thing: Durasteel can take lightsabers.
Yeah, but the question, I think, okay, uh, I think it'd still be a close fight in melee, personally.
All right. Well, can we move on to another matchup because this is another good one I thought of.
All right, go for it.
Amazonians from Themyscira in the DC universe versus the Saiyans.
Ooh, now that's a challenge.
That's a
Yeah,
clever one, right? Because they're both warrior races.
Wait, the Saiyans should win based off the fact that they can teleport all over the damn place.
No, that's only Goku.
Yeah, that's only Goku. We're
Really?
talking about the entire
Wait,
Seance race, not a specific character or specific person.
You
Yeah,
guys,
they're
you
just
guys,
super fast.
yeah,
They're
you
just
guys,
super fast. Goku can teleport because he learned that from Yardrat.
yeah, you guys got this one. I don't know anything about Dragon Ball.
I don't know a
All
whole
right.
lot
Well,
about Dragon Ball.
what about the what about Amazonians from Themyscira in the DC universe?
Yeah,
Hmm.
don't know about much either.
You know, Wonder Woman's red.
I know Wonder Woman's right. I
Okay.
know those women are pretty strong
They're
itself.
both.
Yeah.
Well, let's just say they're both warrior cultures.
Yeah. I
Well, I
think
mean, I guess
a
I would say
person.
the Saiyans would win out of like population.
Well, no, like let's say we take like 10 Saiyans, like we just take 10 average Saiyans,
How about
and
10
then
ver-
and then we take 10 average Amazonians and do that.
Wait,
All right.
we gotta talk about the gender. We gotta talk about the gender. Which gender of the Saiyans are we talking?
Uh
Male.
All right, male it is.
all right. So
Am I banging the Amazonians?
men versus women. Uh Seance versus Amazonians. Personally,
An
I actually have to
average,
say Seance on this one.
It's not
yeah,
Saiyan, it's Saiyan.
Saiyans on this one. One, yeah,
saying
wow.
easily life on Earth just by itself as a child.
Yeah.
The 10 average adults would definitely take. Like,
I think there would definitely be casualties on both sides, no doubt.
But if we're doing just like a squad of like 10 Amazonians versus 10 Saiyans, and both are like the average of the culture
I
of like
think
the species,
here's the interesting thing about the
dang.
Saiyans. They can literally
like
train anywhere.
take a Raditz, clone him 10 times, and then face them up against like 10, face them up again, and then face those 10 versus 10.
Yeah. All right.
Child is able to, a child Saiyan is able to, an average child Saiyan is able to kill all life on Earth. If 10 average adults could
But
do,
keep in mind that those are all normal humans. Do you think a Saiyan child can take on an Amazonian?
I think it would be close.
an adult could
Well,
for fucking sure, and that's what you're saying.
I think it would be very close, personally.
I don't. I think Saiyans would win.
I think Saiyans would most likely win, but I think it would still be pretty close to call.
I mean, I think Saiyans would win too, mostly because like the culture would they Saiyans would they develop. You
Yeah.
see, Amazonians they're a bit different. They are born to fight, yeah, born to defend their own land. However,
yeah, but think about it like this: the only way that Saiyans are gonna fight Amazonians is if Saiyans are on the land.
Yeah.
True enough.
Therefore, the Amazonians have home field advantage
They do.
because that's the only
Are you
way
saying
that would
Amazonians
happen.
can fly?
Okay, let's just say
Amazonians
this
cannot
takes
fly.
place
They
in neutral territory, just to make it fair.
Okay, well, okay, it's take place in the canyon.
Oh no, trust me, you're never going to be able to get an Amazon out unless they're Wonder Woman because she's got a natural wanderlust.
Like I said, let's just make this neutral territory and observe the
Hmm.
factors.
No, we got to make this like let's do this realistically.
All right.
Realistically, the only way that something like this would happen is if Saiyans were landed on Themyscira.
Or
Wait,
happen
what?
to
Wait,
crash
what if?
land there.
Or
That
wait, what
too.
if? What if the Amazonians declared war on this? Therefore, they would kind of have to get out home territory, right?
Well,
Yeah, but think about it like this: they've literally been there since all of history
yeah,
and have not taken part in any wars except World War II, and that was only the one.
yeah. And that was because of one person, Diane of Themyscira.
Yeah, and she's the only exception because she has a natural wanderlust.
Yep. So the question
So
is, who wins in that fight? I think home field advantage does help them, but I think it would be a tie, personally, if that was the
Honestly,
case.
yeah. To be
I
honest,
mean,
the Saiyans can literally just destroy the home field advantage. So
Like I said, I
I
think
mean,
it's going to
yeah,
be a tie.
home field
yeah,
advantage can go only so far. To be
yeah. And when you
then
got
again,
and then when you got a race that can casually destroy planets, yeah,
Yeah, I think we'll say that one's a tie.
yeah.
all right, we'll put it as a tie, but I'm still leaning towards Saiyans. Not
I
gonna.
still think,
Yeah, same.
yeah, I think the Saiyans have a pretty good advantage.
Being the fact that just one Saiyan of a power level 300, which is the average,
Yep.
can destroy a planet. Yeah.
It's over 9,000.
What 9,000?
That's impossible.
I'm sorry. Oh man, why am I so
Okay.
bad?
All right. All right. Here's an interesting one: the Borg from Star Trek
Oh,
versus Sith and Jedi.
Sith and Jedi.
Sith and Jedi without a doubt.
No, do you know how powerful the Borg are?
Yes, and I also know how easily they could be hacked.
They cannot be hacked.
Well, tell that to the Star Trek folks.
Okay, literally, there is literally an internet discussion on this. Hold on, while I go find it.
All right, while you go find that, let's actually discuss this. Yeah, the
I
Borg.
don't know much about the board,
Well,
other than the
basically,
fact
the
there's like,
Borg.
yeah, other than the fact they're like bunch of cyborg
Well,
robot
basically, they go from
robots.
planet to planet harvesting whatever they could get their hands on, mostly humanoids.
Wow, what a bunch of cuts.
Episode 11 came out.
Wait, oh, cool.
Yeah, Dingle Doodles episode 11 came out. Nice.
Yeah, I know. I noticed that too. I'm gonna watch that after we're done here.
Yeah, I'm currently finding that thing.
All right. I think it would be pretty close. I think the Borg would actually win. Come to think about it.
Yeah, because first, look up all the capabilities of one Borg.
Yeah. Now, come to think about it, I think the Borg would have a pretty good advantage. Come to think about it. Also, they just need to get either one Sith or one Jedi on their team, and game
And they can
over,
make their
man.
own
Game
Jedi.
over.
Because remember how how Jedi use the Force. They got metachlorians, which is like a cell. And guess what? They can replicate cells.
And
All it would take is for them to have enough time to figure out how to replicate the metachlorian.
yeah,
And then they can make their own Jedi.
or their own
Okay, so
Star Wars.
And
oh shit.
take in consideration that those shields of theirs can auto adjust to the lightsaber.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I think the Borg
So
would actually win. Come to think about it.
so it's settled then, right?
Yep.
All right. Here's
But
my
then
one.
we take Sith into consideration with Force light. and the Sith alchemy.
Hmm. I
I
think
mean, that could work, but that's assuming if the Borg has not encountered any other like Sith along the way to the top.
Yeah,
assume.
true.
Okay, let's assume that this is taking in neutral space territory, and they just so happen to all crash land on a planet. I think overall the Borg
By the
will.
way, Borg do not crash; they assimilate.
Well, yeah. As the Borg are assimilating, I think the Jedi and Sith would most likely fight each other until it's too late.
Yeah.
Not well, true.
Because think
By the
about
way,
the Star Wars
we do
universe in
not crash.
general.
Okay, we do not crash, guys. We only make dynamic entry.
Yeah. I mean, think of the Star Wars universe. The whole conflict is between the both the light and dark sides of the Force, between both Jedi and Sith. The Jedi were not able to pick up on the whole Sith are hiding among them. I mean, quite literally, they weren't able to pick up the Emperor that that
Chancellor
Palpatine
Palpatine, Supreme Chancellor Palpatine.
was the Sith Lord. They weren't able to pick that up.
Yoda didn't even notice.
Exactly. Which is why I think most likely the case they would try to fight each other until it's too late.
Yeah, but think about it. If they got like Palpatine, like if they got Darth Sidious up in there doing Force Storm, what do you think the Borg can handle a Force Storm?
Oh no, hell no. I think if they were able to catch it early, the Borg would lose.
Well,
Okay,
here's my.
here's an interesting one. The Borg versus Necrons from Warhammer 40K.
Oh, let's
I
finally we're bringing in 40K.
I've never played 40K, so I'm out of this one.
Oh, I
Um,
haven't either. I just know about it.
Let me tell you that is that I don't know much about Necrons either. We're fucked.
Let's just move on from there then.
But I do.
Let's
I'll
move
tell you
on
one
from
thing.
that. I already got something formulated in my mind that we could use.
I mean, when it comes to Necrons, their weaponry is fucking believable. I'm pretty
True
sure you
that.
know that.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, and their technology is crazy hellish as well. But the problem here is that I don't know how much the board can assimilate. I mean, I'm assuming that the board can assimilate other metals too. But then
Yeah,
we're gonna have to talk about the Necron Kitans, their gods, if they're gonna intervene or not, which is likely not, but that's beyond the point. But can a Borg shield withstand a blast from a regular Necron blast?
Maybe?
I mean,
I'm trying to think of a
40K,
certain. I'm trying to think of a certain matchup, but I can't think of anything for him.
Yeah, let me tell you. In the 40K universe, the shields are not like the shields we know in other fantasy universes. They have void shields, which kind of displaces the target so the shots will miss. I mean, it's not to say that void shield will
why does that remind me
taking the
of a
shot.
stupid GIF I've heard a long time ago? I fire, but I miss. I fire again, but I miss again, or something like that.
Magic missile, magic missile.
Miss and miss.
But yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's kind of bit how void shields work. They kind of displace the actual target, so they will miss, and they will soak some damage up too if they need to.
I'm aware of this.
I think it would be.
Oh, motherfucker.
But yeah, I'm trying to think of I'm trying to think of this very specific matchup.
Okay, what are you trying to think
I'm trying
of?
to think of a match. I'm trying to think of a matchup for Talion from Shadow of Mordor. I'm trying to think of I'm trying to think like who would be a good match for Talion from Shadow of War.
I mean,
with Celebrimbor.
will if you can get the chance, you might want to take a peek at Warhammer Fantasy. It got a good idea, good stuff there too.
Mm.
Mach 3 and an altitude of 85 feet.
You sure?
Do you even
You
read?
even read my Christmas list.
Yes.
I sure didn't.
Hello?
Hey,
Hi.
name's David. I'm an accountant,
Don't remember asking.
and I'm sad.
Oh, Jesus. Turned out I was trapped inside myself with 3,424,867 people. I didn't have a ton of...
Okay, moving on.
Yeah.
As funny as Housing Ultimate is, as funny as Housing Ultimate Abridged is, we got to move on.
Yep.
So
It's like you're ugly.
honestly, I think we should just rename the Geek On to like versus debate.
You're
Yeah,
right.
we could do that, but we could also talk
Yeah,
about
that's
other things other than versus matches.
I mean, we did geek out on like technology. We geeked out on like the shield and shit.
Yeah,
Right.
so we did. So we are
But
doing
yeah,
our
I'm still
job.
trying to think of like who would be a good matchup against like Talion from Shadow of War,
Oh!
Ring
I
and
got something that we
Celebrimbor.
can talk about.
Yeah.
Wait, we should.
Because if you
Have you guys been looking at the Steam page lately? You would guys notice that there's a new video game of Terminator Resistance.
next,
Yeah,
I started
didn't
getting
care much for it.
So my son
It
was
looks good, but I think it looks like it came out of 2009, but the story looked like it was okay.
I mean, it is interesting to make a Terminator game that takes place in the future, which is definitely interesting.
That sounds like a crutch. Shit,
Oh no, it's been trust me, it's been done before.
It
I used to
has
have the
been done
PS3 game.
before, just not in a
Oh
3D
yeah.
space.
turns out like the whole thing.
No, it's been done with 3D space as well.
Has it?
Around the problem
Yeah,
being
All right.
disarming.
trust me, I used to own these really obscure Terminator games for PS2.
Face
Okay, I'll just take your word for it.
out to my friends.
No, I remember those games too because Angry Video Game Nerd talked on me a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Angry about
All right, so
ridiculous. And it's ridiculous.
Hey, let's talk about wait, what was Anakin's lover, Padme?
Yeah.
what about her?
Let's talk about Padme versus her will to not live. Let's talk about that shit.
Oh! Shots fired!
Yeah.
Fuck you, Padme. Why do you-
Well, let's start with the 20,000
Oh,
people we
here's an interesting one.
met at that
Here is an interesting question.
on that.
What would do you think Talion from Shadow of War, with the One Ring that he made with Celebrimbor and Celebrimbor, do you think Talion could survive in the Warhammer 40k universe on a place in a world filled with orcs?
Man, I don't know what
I feel like that he would try to make Mordor there.
I mean, okay, I think the biggest problem here is that the orcs
abroad and pulls dicks like this. With a little
Like the orcs in Warhammer 40k are way worse.
they worship Gork and Mork, which could be a bit difficult, but considering there are orcs that have fallen into chaos, I would say it can happen. Like Talion can turn or like convert the orcs. It's possible, but it's probably a bit more difficult.
Like I said, I feel like
Right.
that he would try to make a Mordor there.
But yeah, I think I got a feeling that if Talion was able to ally himself with the Imperium, he very much could survive on an orc world.
Man, probably.
Yeah, he could, but
Because the orc behavior in Warhammer 40k is not too different from orc and Ulrich and Ulog High in Middle Earth.
Yeah.
yeah, it's just like a bit less magic. only problem is that he might go against Mad Orcs or no, not Mad Orc, Brain Boy.
Mm. Yeah, but there have
No,
been smart Uruk and orcs and Uragai.
no. The Brain Boys are not just smart; they're very in touch with the how
The
do we
warp.
say the warp, I suppose.
All right.
Mm,
And by the way, Middle Earth does not have magic.
yeah, uh,
They do, but it's a very weird form of it.
yeah, it's like a very odd form of magic, not the one that we're used to.
Yeah, like it's more magic and items and creatures.
Hmm.
Yeah, so like enchantments and fantasy races.
Yeah, for example, you're not gonna see someone in Middle Earth that's not one of the five wizards. You're not gonna see someone slinging fireballs other than the five wizards.
Yeah,
You're not going to see someone casting magic missile,
I don't think that
magic
spell even
missile.
exists in Middle Earth.
Exactly.
Oh my, oh my God! Now you mention, yeah, Gandalf the White didn't even use magic missile. He's a wizard. What a fucking useless wizard. He
Just to remind you, he was able to basically come back to life and defend an entire city with some help.
uh-huh. And they say wizards come when they need to. What happened to him when Oscaloff was being overrun? Hmm.
Oh no,
That's because he was not
Exactly.
needed.
he was not needed
Is
there.
Well, what about those civilians? Those many soldiers that are being slaughtered, huh? They didn't need
He
him.
can only he can only be in so many places at once, dude.
Yeah, he's
what,
only one
what,
person,
what a bitch. By the way, I'm just being
but still.
joking now.
Now,
I'm just
Right.
is
joking.
it weird that I want to play a Dungeons and Dragons game set in the Middle Earth universe?
No, it's not
Well,
because trust me, it's been done.
Yeah, I know it's
well,
been
here's the question.
done.
Here's the question though. What's stopping us?
Nothing.
Exactly. Nothing. We could totally pull that off. And because we're going through some time shit, what's to say our characters has not been converted into a likewise time state?
Ooh,
We could totally do that if
all
we
right,
want.
here's a good concept. What do you think would happen if Darth Sidious was in the Warhammer 40K universe?
I think he would
Oh
die.
shit. Darth Sidious.
I
I
think it.
mean, it depends. If he plays his cards carefully, then yeah, he could
Which he
definitely
will.
survive as a chancellor or like a higher up position. But
Exactly.
yeah, so yeah, he's not gonna go around killing people a lot or doing much of anything. He's gonna be there pulling the
And
strings.
I got a feeling that him and Zinch would so suck each other off so almost constantly.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, most likely. He's
Yeah.
gonna be looking to Zeech, who I forgot, if Sidious is willing to pull in, do, excuse me. Do that.
I don't doubt he would. Like he would. I can so totally see Sadius becoming a demon prince.
Yeah, probably.
Hmm. I'm not gonna even try to dispute that. That totally be character for him. Well, okay, not character for him, but I could totally see that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, I got one. That's a little odd.
Yeah.
What if the Blob from the movie The Blob was placed
I've
in?
never seen it.
Well, basically, long story short, there's this blob that will basically absorb and devour anything and grow in size.
Mm.
What if the
Very
blob?
scary.
Well,
What?
I don't know. So that's a moot point, isn't it? Because if you're the only one that knows about it, then we can't really do much in
I
it.
mean, no, I'm aware of the blob a bit. I mean, the blob is essentially one big slime.
Yeah, basically, think of like a slime monster that just keeps growing bigger and
I
bigger.
can do you one. I can do you one.
But yeah, just think of that.
I can do you one. I can do you one
Actually,
much better.
Silver,
Hmm?
do tell. What is a blob going against?
Uh, against the Fallout universe.
Fuck. Fuck. Yeah, I think the Blob is gonna do
I think the Blob
getting
would
good.
do some serious damage.
Yeah, he's gonna, especially if it, okay, if say a Blob were to take place in like Massachusetts or Boston or someplace in the east, it can go into the radioactive sea, the green sea, and it'll suck up all the juices there.
Yeah. And the
So
problem
yeah,
is
that's
that
gonna
there's
be
no way to kill it except for the cryolator.
exactly. And if it takes place pretty much anywhere else,
Oh, wait.
well, okay, actually no, if it takes place in DC, it'll still grow really big because all the water in it.
Yeah. But will
As
Oh,
for,
oh,
basically the blob will grow and won't stop until either one of two things happen. One, it either freezes, and that's about it. Basically, you have to freeze it to death and then shatter it.
oh yeah, hold on. Okay, if it take place in the east, the east of America,
If it takes
there,
place in
yeah,
Fallout 4, I think if the Soul Survival had the cryolator or
yeah,
cryolator
yeah.
grenades or landmines, I think that they could
I
probably take care of it.
yeah, I feel like the if Fallout 4 will have a better chance than anywhere else because of the fact is the only game which has cryo weapon.
Hmm.
Well, I think so.
cryo.
Yeah, it's the only place with cryo weapon. And as for New
Yeah,
Vegas, tough luck.
I
No,
I
there's no
got a
such.
super interesting one.
go for it.
Okay, do you guys know about Infamous?
What?
Yes.
Do you know about Infamous?
Infamous. Hold on.
It's the man with the lightning hand.
Yeah, I've heard
Yeah, but
about
I'm
it.
talking about Delson Rowe.
I haven't played it. I've heard about it.
Okay, Jay, do you know who Delson Rowe is? He's the protagonist of Second.
Yeah, no, I never played anything beyond that. Beyond the second, I did.
Oh, Delson Rowe, essentially, he's like this weird type of conduit. Like he's a weird type of conduit who can absorb other conduits as long as they're source conduits.
Mm.
Oh
As long as they're
shit!
like primes. Like his first one was Cinder or Ash.
Hmm.
The
Oh
second one he
shit!
got the second one he was able to get was Neon.
God damn!
After that was Video, and then after that was Concrete.
Huh.
Yo, I'd like to sue someone for making up these names.
It's not me. That's for darn sure.
But yeah,
I wouldn't.
essentially, I want to see what would happen if Delson Rowe was placed in the Avatar universe.
Um, I think he would have one heck of a field day.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, yeah, while the avatars or the benders have a way to defend themselves against this person, he's just way too powerful.
I mean, assuming the guy has the ability to use light or suck someone up that uses lightning, the Avatar universe are a good amount of fun.
Like I said,
Oh no! Trust me. All right, look up Delson Rowe using all of his powers. Like, look up all the Delson Rowe powers, and trust me, it's crazy.
I think he would have a field day
It
in
gets
the.
nuts.
I think you would have. Wait, which Avatar universe? Are we talking about the movie Avatar or Avatar
Oh
The
no,
Last
like Last
Airbender?
Airbender.
Okay, thank you.
Imagine he goes against the Avatar, the blue skinned alien Xenos.
Yeah. Like I
Please.
said,
Please.
regardless, he would have a field day.
Hon- Honestly, though, I think if Delson Rowe, I think Delson Rowe very much could survive.
He
If
would.
he managed to land himself at a time where no one knows who the Avatar is, he could literally just, say, "I'm the Avatar," or people would see him as the Avatar.
Yeah.
Yo,
Because
what if
because
Delson
he
Rowe is?
he is
What if
wielding
Delson?
stuff that would be confused for the four elements.
Or what if
No,
he was the person that became the first uh,
exactly.
Avatar?
What if he is the first Avatar?
We already know who the first Avatar
Well,
is.
we know who the
Huh,
first Avatar is.
shit.
I'm just saying, alternate timeline. Let's just say the Avatar doesn't
Yeah, no,
exist.
I mean, no, I'm saying let's say like after Korra.
Okay, after
Like
Korra's time.
let's say he gets placed around after Korra left. No one knows who the Avatar is.
Yeah.
And he starts using his cinder neon video and concrete powers. People will start thinking, is he the Avatar?
Yeah. Actually, who would win in a fight between an Avatar from that world and him?
Well, it depends on the Avatar. If we're using Roku, then Roku's gonna win. If we're using Aang's gonna win. If we're using Korra, yeah, sorry, Korra.
Oh boy.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh
Just
boy.
basically just look up Delson Rowe and his capabilities. Trust
Alright.
me, he's actually more power. He's actually more powerful than Cole McGrath.
Man. Alright. Hmm.
So yeah.
Oh, I got a
Eh,
classic one.
yeah.
Let's talk about our Dungeons and Dragons characters in this world. How well they would fare.
All
They
right.
that's a bit rude. How dare you? Okay,
I feel
so
like I
against
feel
who?
like I feel like Gray Fox would thrive. I feel like Gray Fox would so thrive in the Star Wars universe,
Yeah.
specifically during Palpatine's time.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't doubt that Gray Fox would become Palpatine's apprentice.
Oh no, Gray Fox would not. No, I'm not saying. No, the reason why I say Gray Fox would thrive, like the reason why I say Gray Fox would absolutely thrive in the Star Wars universe, like during the time of like the Clone Wars, is because he would be the one of the best bounty hunters or even assassins or information gatherers.
in
Man,
a
seriously, he would be one of the best information gatherers.
in a known galaxy.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that would be a
And
pretty good
guess
title.
what? I would totally see Palpatine hiring Gray Fox.
Actually, how would our Dungeons and Dragons characters fare in the universes that we've discussed? Star Wars, I think Gray Fox would easily thrive.
Warhammer 40K, he would thrive.
Yeah, because it would be extremely useful. But let's also talk about the other characters as well. Let's start
Yeah.
with Jay's character.
Fuck.
Cerulean
Well, which
and let's say
one?
let's just say
Chaplin?
hmm?
What about Charlie Chaplin, huh? Honestly, I think Charlie Chaplin would kick some absolute ass in Dark Souls.
Oh yeah.
Oh no shit. Yeah, of course he would. Charlie Chaplin will probably be like one of those Cinder Lords that he requires him to be killed by the I don't know this Hollow One.
Yeah. Actually, what
Yeah,
would
know
be
that
his
he's gonna be
name
equivalent
there?
to the one.
I kind of think it would still
Charlie
be the
Chaplin.
chaplain.
You know, I'm not gonna lie, guys. Charlie Chaplin is actually based off the 40K Chaplin.
Ah,
Mm.
that's kind
So
of neat.
Charlie Chaplin. So what about Charlie Chaplin? Charlie Chaplin in 40K. Would he
Yeah,
become a
Charlie
Chaplin?
Charlie Chaplin's gonna get smacked.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no like if or but.
But yeah,
Charlie Chaplin's dead.
I think the rule that we're going to be using for it would be the ones that we have currently that I show on live stream. I think that would make it fair.
Mm.
Mm.
All right, so I think I'm going to do a small little rule if we're
Okay.
doing the whole Dungeons
Okay.
and Dragons characters
Okay.
in other
Here's
universes.
an interesting one.
They have
Here's
to
an
be
interesting one.
current.
I got an interesting one. Protothlitis. Could he survive in the God of War universe?
I think without a doubt.
Mm.
I think
I feel like Kratos could damage.
I think Kratos could give
I'm
Protolithus.
not saying Protothlitis versus Kratos. I mean, could Protothlitis survive in the God of War universe?
I think he
Yeah,
could.
definitely. Yeah, he would. He could and he would.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Now, whether or
because
not
of
that the
that
God
yeah.
of War could take him out, that's a different question entirely.
Well, the
Ghost
thing
of
is,
Sparta, you mean?
Protus. Yeah, the thing is though, Protus is not really much of an asshole god. So
Yeah.
Kratos wouldn't want to kill him unless he wants. To which Protus could possibly give him if he asked. If Kratos actually.
That depends because Kratos during the first the initial trilogy, is kind of an asshole.
Yeah, let's
He
just say it's
kills
from.
he kills a lot of innocent people without any reason, even after he killed his family.
Yeah. Not exactly the nicest man in the world now, that is he?
Remember that captain from the first one?
I do.
Yeah.
But yeah, if Kratos, I think Kratos versus your Protolithus, I think it would be too close. But I think,
I think Frodo would die from Kratos.
yeah, and
He's not as fast as Kratos.
and probably would take your bow.
Oh yeah, he would totally take his bow.
Oh my God, dual wielding bows.
How would you even fire that?
There's a web manga I need you guys to know about.
What?
There's this awesome web manga that you guys should know about. It's called Shimatsu no Valkyrie.
Oh, I heard of that. I know of that.
It's good.
God damn it, Adam! What do you gotta do?
Who? Adam? Oh yeah, no, yeah, Adam.
Wait, I gotta have to.
Okay, I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
It's a web manga called Shimatsu no Valkyrie. Basically, think of Ragnarok as a sort of tournament of power, where humans, like notable humans, have to fight against gods.
Huh. That would be interesting.
And it's like one-on-one fights, that and they fight each other to the death. And if the gods win, humanity dies. If humanity wins, they get to live.
Anyways, continuing onwards.
And so far, it's been Thor versus Lu Bu. Yeah, so far it's been Thor versus Lu Bu. Adam, as in Adam and Eve, versus Zeus. Like the first ever man, Adam versus Zeus. Trust me, it was fucking epic.
I imagine.
Third, I forgot what his name was. He was essentially known as humanity's greatest loser. versus Poseidon. And then after that, it's fucking Heracles versus Jack the Ripper.
Fucking
Uh,
Jack the Ripper, what?
that I would.
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
And
Anyway,
Jack the Ripper has home field advantage.
Well,
alright.
hold on. Why don't we talk about Lubu versus Thor?
Oh, that shit was awesome.
Yeah.
Alright.
Like,
Continuing on with the whole Dungeons and Dragons characters surviving in other universes. I'm going to do Wander as a quick example. I think Wander would do pretty well, regardless of where he goes to, as long as he has souls.
all right, seriously. All right. First off, we were doing the topic of the subject of Shimatsu no Valkyrie.
I know.
Trust me,
Fair
it's
enough.
really good.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm okay if we change the subject.
But yeah, I would like to discuss this more because it is something to be brought up.
Yeah.
It is super good. It is like it's good enough to where it deserves its own anime. It's super good.
Go ahead.
Okay, let's. Yeah, all right, Will. We're gonna move on and back to the point.
All right.
Alright, so I think Jay's characters, current characters, since I'm not.
Current.
Yeah. I think
Current,
his current
current.
characters. Hmm.
I mean, they are pretty mundane, to be honest.
Yeah.
And the Surreal is just really good at punching.
I feel like that they would
He-
easily blend in into a fantasy anime.
They get icing kai.
Yeah.
they get hit by a truck and
Isekai,
they
you mean?
Yeah, kind of
It's
like
not
a weird.
Isekai, it's Isekai.
Yeah, an isekai, like anime, something like that.
Mm.
Oh shit! Here we go again.
But I think that Jay's characters would be very underpowered.
Relatively speaking, I mean, Red definitely underpowered. Cerulean can pull off some serious. The only problem is that he doesn't really get much. Thankfully.
Yep. Alright, Kay's character is literally just a demigod from another campaign altogether. So, yeah, he would literally be the most powerful being in regardless of what universe.
Mm.
The only characters that
I got one for you guys.
Alright.
It is an interesting subject. All right, if you were in the Fate universe,
I feel like we've
you
done
know, like
this
Fate,
one.
Fate Stay Night, Fate Zero, you know, just that universe. And if you were a wizard in the Holy Grail War, and you got to have a servant, who would you want your servant to be? That wasn't already shown. You know, like.
Hold on. Didn't we already go through this last time?
No, we didn't. I don't think.
Could have sworn we did. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm.
Not on this at least. And plus K kept bringing out Fate Grand Order.
Yeah.
And we are excluding that because for some reason King Leonidas was only 2 stars.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's why I was thinking of that because it was in that video. Right, now I remember.
But yeah, King Leonidas would not. If we're doing this realistically, we're basing their power scale off of the feats they achieve, not how popular, how well known they were.
I mean, that should be like the case in point for nearly all heroes.
Yeah.
Because think about it like this: Shakespeare is a hero. Guess how well he's super well known. Guess what? He's weak as shit.
Exactly.
But then you got someone like King Leonidas who doesn't get brought up a lot.
Yeah.
You know, the king of. Guess what? And guess what? He's not very well known. Guess what? He was an ass kicker and a name taker.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how it's supposed to work, right?
Yeah. No, apparently in Fate Grand Order, they have to be well. It depends. Their power depends on how well known they were.
I mean, I get it because in the Japanese probably wouldn't know of like Greek history. Take too much thought about European history.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
but we're basing their power off how the feats they achieve.
Yeah.
And I'm sticking with my guns. If I were a wizard in the Holy Grail War, I would want fucking King Leonidas as my servant.
right. If I was a wizard within the Fate Zero universe,
Well, they all take place in the same universe, just in different times.
Yeah, I know. Who would I want to be my servant?
And it has to be someone before 18th century.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh well, no, it can be before. Well, I think it has to be before 19th century because I do remember Jack the Ripper was was a serpent.
Yeah, Jack the Ripper is one of them too.
Yeah, that is.
And he was 18th century, so as long as it's before 19th century, I think we're good. Like before World War
I think I got one.
Yeah.
Jesse frickin' James.
There you go.
The wildest gunslinger in the West.
Yeah. What about you, Jay?
I don't know much about those war heroes or much about that.
Basically, just name any historical figure in our world, and that's guaranteed to be in the Fate universe.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, and I don't know how this wizard servant thing works. Like, do they have wills of their own?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, essentially, think of these servants as past historical and mythological heroes and/or villains that have. And essentially, you basically kind of resurrect them, and you bring them to life, and they got like these things called noble phantasms that are like superpowers that apply to what they did.
Yeah. Like I picked Jesse James, so yeah.
And there's several different classes.
Yeah, that's problematic because of the fact that since they have wills of their own, they could possibly go against. Right?
No, they're not supposed to.
They're not supposed to. It's kind of against like the Holy Grail War laws or whatever.
Yeah. 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 Pretty much.
I mean, I think it's pretty important to have deep relationships.
It's complicated. Just that. Well, let's just leave it at that. You pick a historical figure, and then we assign a class to it. Because in there, they do have several different classes, like Saber, Lancer, Rider, Assassin, Archer.
I think
Berserker.
I think Jesse James, the Outlaw, would be. What would he be?
An archer. He's an archer. He's a rider.
Either a rider or an archer.
He'd be a rider. Because remember, Achilles was a rider.
Oh,
and yet he would be more qualified to be a saber.
Fair enough. So yeah, Jesse James being the rider. That actually kind of works for him.
Plus, Attila the Hun would be a rider. So keep that in mind.
No, I refuse to make a choice, to be honest.
King Leonidas would be a lancer, most certainly.
I think so too.
Well, geez, Spartans having. Well, geez, the Spartans' one thing being, spears.
Yeah. Anyways, I think. All right, let's move on, shall we?
Yep.
Should we call it here soon?
Maybe. Let's talk about one more
didn't
subject that
we-
I've been really dying to talk about.
All right.
Zombie
hold on,
viruses.
hold on. We haven't talked about UK. Which historical fighter do you want by your side?
And we're not using Fate Grand Order rules. We're scaling their power by the actual feats they achieve. None of that. Who's more popular?
I think K has went bye bye.
Yeah.
All right. So what's the subject that you want to talk about? Will?
Oh, before we
Zombie
continue
virus.
on,
Uh,
before we
which
continue
one?
on,
I don't know. Pick one. I was thinking like we pick a zombie. We pick a sort of zombie like virus or something similar, and then we say like, and then we like we add that like we pit that against another zombie virus.
All right. So,
yo,
like example, the
28,
flood or the T virus as examples.
wait,
Yeah.
28 days. What about 28 days later versus some?
I don't know. I don't know much about that one.
Basically,
all
think
you
of the
need to know.
rabies virus, dialed it up to 11.
Yeah,
So
like
T
a
virus.
single drop of blood in your bloodstream will turn you.
So T virus.
Essentially, except no
Yeah,
mutations.
T virus. Yeah, let's try T virus versus 28 days later zombie.
T virus would win.
Yeah, T virus would win mainly because of its genetic alterations and whatnot.
Such as tyrants.
Yeah, not to say that the rage virus or whatever it's called in that, I forgot what it was actually called. I think it's pure rage or whatever.
I think it was right.
Yeah, the rage virus, which I think would have a pretty good shake, but because of the non-mutations, and that plus the T virus zombies can actually legitimately use weapons.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, I'm being called.
All right.
I
Here's
think
a good one. Here's a good one. World War Z zombie, the zombie virus from World War Z.
the movie or book,
Either
it makes a difference.
Hey guys, I'm
movie.
dinner calls for me. I gotta leave.
All
All
right,
right.
dinner has called for me as well, but we're gonna try to finish this up.
All
All
right.
right. So the
Yeah,
virus from World War Z, the movie, versus versus the green flu from Left 4 Dead.
I have to say green flu on that front.
Oh, you sure?
Not
Because the zombies from World War Z can punch through concrete. They're intelligent enough. They're intelligent enough to pick healthy people to infect, and then kill people that are diseased.
yeah,
Diseased.
but the
And
prop
they're fast, very fucking fast, and they're super fucking durable.
yeah, but the green flu virus can infect literally anyone because it has no way of transportation. It's literally randomized. It changes like on the dot. Sometimes it could be just by touch. Sometimes it could just be in the air. The green
Right, and not to mention those mutates like the Charger or the Witch.
yeah, and that's the
But but here's the thing: World War Z zombies are not only intelligent and can strategize, and they do have teamwork. Remember those mountains they can make.
I know.
But they're super strong, fast, and durable, and as well as intelligent.
Yeah, I think raw power wise, I think green flu.
Right. But everything else that World War Z zombies have in space.
Oh yeah. But it also comes boggled down to how many they can infect so quickly.
Right.
I think that's what it kind of bogs down to, in my personal opinion.
Right.
Like, if we were to do our world and have those two viruses unleashed upon the world, it would be mass mayhem. Humanity would not survive. Period.
Mhm.
Unless someone was
Oh,
immune to both
right.
diseases.
I'm gonna call it here.
Yep. Alright. Thank you guys all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. If you like this kind of content and want to see more, please do what you guys do. And until then, I'll see y'all mates next time.